Hi everybody, today I'm going to show you a bit of a tech tip to get a bit more performance out of your GeForce brand card from NVIDIA, well based on NVIDIA chipsets to be correct, regardless of the brand. If you have a certain feature, 3D vision on the card, or you can tell by the drivers trying to install, this should help you get some performance increase. As well as I want to talk about NVIDIA's GeForce Experience and Shadowplay/Share, as it's now known, and how to get better USB microphone audio out of it. My videos over the years using the same mic, and the audio quality of my microphone can change. And it's a bit hard too, because as new drivers come out, the settings and things change. But yeah, I'll get to that in a moment after I show you this little trick with the graphic drivers that are being installed. This definitely increased my frame rates in games. It's removed stutter in some of them, and it has also given me better results, better scoring on benchmarks like 3D Mark. So if you're going to follow this, I'm going to suggest that you do a benchmark before you do what I'm about to show you, and then once you've done it, run another benchmark and see if you get a difference. And if you do, please say what your brand of video card is below, as well as if this actually helped you and got a performance boost. I have tried this on a GTX 970 and a GTX 650, which are both 3D vision enabled cards, and this works. But yeah, let's get going here. If I was going to do a clean install, this is how you do it. I'll talk about what to do if you've already installed these drivers. So click agree and continue. Just go through your normal installation process. I recommend going custom advanced, even though that says recommended. My recommendation is custom advanced. You need to do this anyway for this to work. Plus, you should know how your hardware works. Understand your hardware. That's really important when you're a PC gamer. And yeah, you'll discover these sorts of things that'll help, if you get hands-on with your hardware. But yeah, when you go to install your drivers with a custom install, you'll see you've got the option to uncheck all the boxes. You'll see the version of the drivers you've got installed, which at the moment mine are actually newer than the installer I'm using. Well, everything outside of the graphics driver, which is the same. You have the option to check a box here for a clean installation, which will reset all your profiles. Another good thing for if you're benchmarking, you want to test if a driver is better than the previous one. Yeah. Or you've got settings that are busted or something. Yeah, perform a clean installation. That'll get rid of all that and hopefully reset you to fresh defaults. But what you want to do is here we have the 3D Vision controller driver and the 3D Vision driver. We want to uncheck the boxes next to that. Then we want to hit next and install the drivers as normal, because these two here are completely optional. And what they are, as the name implies, 3D Vision controller driver, it is for using your video card with a 3D display. For example, I have a 55-inch Bravia TV from Sony, has 3D display on it. I can plug in the HDMI cable from a 970 and experience 3D games and things like that. But yes, I need these drivers installed. If you don't have a 3D display of any sort, then it's kind of pointless having these drivers. They serve you in no way. I'm up in my man cave at the moment. 90% of the time I'm using my normal monitors, probably 99% of the time, because 3D support can be a pain in the ass, despite it looking really, really good when you do get it working with games. So I have them uninstalled, and I've noticed, as I said, I will get benchmark scores that are higher. I will get better frame rates in games, much smoother gameplay. So sort of 3D vision drivers, somewhere along the line, are using hardware resources on your GPU. And it always wants to install these by default. If you have set to custom, it will install these. So what to do if you have installed those? Well, it's quite simple. Just go into your control panel. Different ways to get to there. If you're on Windows, I have a shortcut on my start bar. Used to be able to get to here, Windows 10, but they removed it. But yeah, go to your settings, go to wherever you remove your programs. It'll be either programs and features or add remove programs. It might be uninstall apps if it's Windows 10, depending on where you go through. I use the traditional control panel for Windows myself. And yeah, go through your installed applications or programs list and look for these two here. Let's look for anything that's 3D Vision controller. You should only have the two, and 3D Vision driver, and uninstall them. I recommend after installing your drivers or uninstalling drivers to reboot your computer, and it might even be a good idea to do a clear cache sort of thing. Use one of those little tools like Larry's Utilities or CCleaner, something like that. Give your computer a bit of a empty out and reboot. And then run your benchmarks, as I said, and you should hopefully see a big improvement. So yeah, that's that out of the way. I mean, yeah, as I said, if you have get any good results, let us know. But I've tried this on two different types of NVIDIA cards several years apart. GTX 650, which came out in 2012, my GTX 970, which I got in early 2015. It came out at late 2014, so it's only a couple of years old, but they were years apart. And the 650 actually definitely saw 1 GB card, saw a more massive improvement in performance than my 970, obviously because that 970 is already a more powerful card, but I did see performance increase on both of those. Yeah, I don't have any screenshots or anything to show you of the benchmarking, which I haven't done any. Can't be asked reinstalling and uninstalling my drivers to see what I already know. You'll just have to take my word for it. But it is a nothing to lose, everything to gain situation. If you uninstall these drivers, you won't lose performance. You will not get any technical problems. You can actually get more performance out of your card, and that's worth trying. I mean, if you want to run 3D, take the couple of minutes it takes to reinstall them. The other thing too is when this installer is finished, it's always a good idea to check your main hard drive and look for a folder called C:/NVIDIA, because sometimes the drivers will clean up after themselves and remove the files that it's installing from, and other times it'll leave them behind. So yeah, go in and clean up. And yeah, that's a way to get performance out of your GeForce card, GT, GTX, if it's 3D Vision supported. Good chance this will work for you. And it costs absolutely nothing. You know, you might think, oh, you need to overclock your card and things like that, and you might be surprised that this is the thing that you can not worry about overclocking, because this will give you those extra frames that you feel you're missing. I want to talk about getting onto the USB microphone stuff. Shadowplay for NVIDIA, their official DVR or whatever you want to call it these days, screen capture, has had an issue in the past with USB microphones, which I use. If you've watched my other videos, you might have noticed over the last year or two, my sound quality changes despite having the same microphone. And that's because GeForce Experience, or Shadowplay, should I say, /Share, has been pretty shitty with USB support. A lot of people have had issues with it. NVIDIA seems to have fixed it a little bit. And these days you've got different volume controls, and that's what I really want to focus on. If you're in GeForce Experience, you can either go through the overlay with Alt-Z if you're using default keys. As you can see, I'm recording. So this is the program I generally use, mostly because I find it gives me probably a really good video quality compared to a lot of others, except for now, because my desktop mode, for some reason, other people are having this issue. I'm on a 1080p display, but it's recording at the resolution of my secondary display, which is 1600 by 900, so apologies for that, beyond my control. But yeah, if you go into your settings and look at the microphone options, you will see these different volumes. And let me just quickly open this up. When you're recording, you'll also see this NVIDIA container over here on your regular Windows volume control. And I have it turned down there and there. And if you've watched my previous Quake Champions video, you'll hear the game is much more muted than my voice. And the fact is that I'm actually running my volume in that game at 100%. So to me, it sounds full volume. For you, it is muted. And what that does is because, this seems to control the audio from the desktop or the system. So separate to the microphone volume, which you can also adjust here. Now, normally this boost will default to 0. And you can adjust this slider. Now, if I turn it down to 0 here and press save, I should be coming through much, much quieter now. If I go back into the settings and I say put that to 100%, it might change while I'm actually doing it, but we'll hit save anyway. I should be coming through much, much louder. So that boosts, sort of like digitally boosts your audio. So yeah, it's a very important thing to do. So mess around with your volume control settings and experiment, hit record after every time you change the settings, quickly play back the video that you're making and see how it sounds. Because if I have this NVIDIA container thing cranked up to full, all the system sounds, and I have the boost turned down, which we will put back to 50% here to try and save your eardrums, because you may notice also as well, the louder it gets with using boost, all the distortions, any static or noise sort of stuff will also be enhanced, which can actually be detrimental to the audio. So it's really important to record and test and settle on a number that sounds good to you. I also recommend playing back through speakers if you have them, because the sound through my speakers is much louder and clearer than listening through my headphones. Headphones audio is okay, but it's still slightly muted. When it comes to recording, your microphone is very, very important. So mess around and we'll find out what works with you. I find 50% boost, because my particular microphone doesn't seem to be too bad. But if I go down to 0, you won't hear the static hiss. I will be quieter, but that also means I really need to lower my NVIDIA container controls as well. Yeah, and that's my tips for the day. Hopefully this will see you record better videos, as well as getting boosts in your game's performance. But yeah, if it does work for you, if you get a difference, post below. Let us know what type of cards you have. Be a big help for people that are wondering if they're going to see any performance. If you do it and post it, then they can go, oh, I got the same card, I'll give that a try. But I have tried this on different NVIDIA-based cards, and it works fine. Sorry, AMD people, but yeah, Intel and NVIDIA, so I can't really offer up these sort of suggestions. But if there's anything you want to know about or ask about Windows, hardware, games in particular, comment in the videos, and I will do my best to answer it if I'm able to. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been a help to somebody out there, and I will catch you on the next video. You have a good day, night, whatever, in your area of the world. Bye-bye.